everyone, welcome in. My name's Andy and I go by the Crow Stitcher here on YouTube and Instagram. My pronouns are they, them, and welcome into Flosstube something. 14 maybe? 15? It's a Flosstube. Something like that. Today is July 22nd, 2024. It's Monday. And it's been 2 weeks since my last regular Flosstube update. I did do a Stitch with Me last week. So if you did not watch that, I mentioned that I'm going to do, because I did a poll and people voted that they wanted to see Stitch with Me's. So I'm now doing alternating weeks. So 1 week will be a regular Flosstube update, and then the next week will be a Stitch with Me, so on and so forth. So welcome in to anyone who might be new. I hope you enjoy what you see here. And if you're not new and you're a returning subscriber, I really, really appreciate you. Welcome into the chaos, as you all know. So I have lots to show you because, as I said, it has been 2 weeks. My videos are usually long for a 1 week in between Flosstubes, so we'll see how it goes with 2 weeks. Settle in, grab a cup of coffee or tea or a snack or whatever you want. And we'll just get started. I also have, I have a finish. I have a lot of whips. I have some people I want to mention. This is not in the order I'm going to show things. And I have some treasures. One very special treasure that my husband Dar got for me that made me cry. So we'll get to that. But yeah, let's get started. So I do want to start off with just some mentions. Everyone will be tagged below in the description. Okay, so the first person I want to mention is Vicky, the Virginia Stitcher. I love Vicky. And she just posted, well, I say just, it's probably 2 weeks ago, posted her latest update and shared some amazing whips, amazing progress. And she's turning 62, and she was born in 62. So she wants to do 62 new starts. And so she shared all of the new starts she had going so far for this year, for 2024. And I believe, if I remember correctly, she was halfway through. She was at 31, which was just, it was so fun to watch. I love Vicky. Go check her out. I have congratulations to Lady Marmalade and Stitches, who just celebrated her 1 year Flosstube anniversary. Yay! Congratulations. And did a kit parade, which was so fun to watch. I love parades of any sort, and seeing kit parades and love it. Loved it. Jessie Marie Does Stuff did a whip parade. She has 97 whips, and it was a 4-hour whip parade. She just did it all in one go, and I loved every minute of it, y'all. Oh, and if you watched my Stitch with Me, Jessie Marie Does Stuff is the one who gave me the idea for the 50 legacy finishes before I turned 50. Remember, I couldn't remember who that was that I got that idea from. It was Jessie Marie Does Stuff. So I loved it. Beautiful, lots of full coverages. Oh, so me, such my style. Crafty Emily was a new to me. Did a whip parade. She's in the UK, if I remember correctly. So many full coverages, lots of long dogs. You know how I love full coverages and long dogs, y'all. Yeah. And then Citrus Stitcher, Derek, is a relatively new stitcher, and he's also new to Flosstube. And did just kind of his first floss tube, showed his projects. And Xena, ma'am, seriously, you were. I am not scratching it, ma'am. This is not about you. This is not about you right now. Everyone say hello to Xena. Ma'am, can you. I'm trying to do a floss tube. Okay, yeah, you'll be fine. Trust me, you're going to the vet later. Yeah. What was I? Where was I? Derek, the citrus stitcher. Newer to stitching, and it's gonna be one of those days, y'all. It's gonna be one of those days, ma'am. Started with a Mirabilia. Well, I don't know if that was his first start, but he already has a Mirabilia, I believe, going. Beautiful, Xena. Couldn't even get through my shout outs. Okay, Cross Stitch the Globe. Stephanie and Allison reached 4,000 subscribers. Congratulations. I love those two. And if you're not watching them, please, please go and watch. I watched all of their videos, quite frankly. Like, there isn't they have different kinds, some like new to stitcher tutorials, some like deep dives into things, and then regular floss tubes. I watch everything. But one of the things which ties into my treasures is Stephanie uses a lot of, I think, maybe not solely vintage frames, but she uses a lot of vintage frames and hoops, Duchess hoops, Princess hoops. Um, and they did a floss tube extra, like kind of going into a deep dive about what the difference is, and um, she showed a bunch of her hoops and just went into explanations, and it was really fascinating. And I absolutely loved it. I didn't know anything about vintage hoops going into that, so it was so nice to watch. And if you're even if you're not, it's not something you think you would and like want to have, I would still suggest going and watching it because it was just absolutely fascinating. Um, and then Stitching Moon did another kit parade, which I love. Again, I said before with Lady Marble, I love kit parades. It's so fun to see what everyone has sort of accumulated over the years and how they got them and how they, where they got them from. So those are the people I wanted to shout out this week. Okay. Now, we can finally get on to my stuff. So the first thing I want to show is a start and a finish since the last time I saw you. This is in the Just Cross Stitch magazine. I have it on Readly. Hold on. I think it's Just Cross Stitch magazine, the one that just came out. The Halloween one. Yeah, Just Cross Stitch Halloween. And of course I got rid of the bookmark. I wanted to tell you who it was by, but it's really because I don't remember off the top of my head. It's Nevermore Raven. Designed by Quaternion Creations. That's really difficult to say. And this was the design in the magazine, and they finished it into a pillow. And this is mine. So I obviously did not use the same fabric color. This fabric is Granny Apple? No. Is that right? It's some kind of apple. I don't remember. I'll try to find it and if I remember and put it in the description below. But it's a 32 count linen. And so this is my finish. Obviously I've not fully finished it. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I might just frame it. So I used Ecru Petite Treasure Braid for the moon. So it is sparkly in person. And then you can kind of see I used a variegated gray to brown that I had in my stash from just like a knockoff brand for the tree branch. And then Nevermore and The Raven are London Fog by, I don't remember. Let me see if I have it right here. I do have it. Look at me. London Fog by Classic Colorworks. So these were the colors that I used. So this is the variegated. This is the Etoile Ecru. This was the variegated Chinese. There you can see the brown. It's some knockoff brand. It's brown to gray. And then this was the London Fog by Classic Colorworks. That I had all in stash. And it is slightly variegated. So it's really, really pretty. And I love this. You can actually see the brown in the tree there. It was hard to take a picture to show the variegation in the tree branch when I posted this on Instagram. And this was or is a legacy whip. So this counted for my first legacy whip finish before I turned 50. So I did explain that a little bit in my I explained it in my Stitch With Me. But I will explain briefly now. I have gone through and made a list of whips that I have or patterns that I have that have not yet been started that I absolutely want to finish before I die. So in other words, ones that I want to be done as part of my legacy that I leave behind. And I want to finish 50 legacy whips before I turn 50, which is about a little less than 7.5 years ish. And so this is my first finish from that list. And I love it. So, and I have a bunch more of this fabric, so I'm going to do a bunch more great for Halloween pieces. Okay, now we're on to whips. This was actually what I worked on during my Stitch With Me. This is Cozy Winter Cozy Winter Book Nook. Artwork is by Rose Kahn. It is charted by Pain Free Crafts, and I got 2.53%. And I have 2,715 stitches complete. Come on. And this is what it will look like if I ever get it done. I have not yet tagged this as a legacy whip. I keep going back and forth about it. So, but that's what it will look like, or what it does look like eventually, maybe. And I did do a bit more after, I did work on it a bit more after my Stitch With Me. So if you did watch the Stitch With Me, I did do a little bit more afterwards. I worked, the lighting is great today. I worked more kind of in through here. So for the stitch with me, I filled in a lot of, and I worked mostly on this page. Filling in confetti. And then after the stitch with me, I think I worked a little bit more on in here and down here. And this is this is that drape hanging from the ceiling in the top left corner. So this is 1/1 full cross on 25 count even weave. Love it. Okay. Oop, I just dropped my board. Okay. I keep going back and forth on that one as to whether or not to add it to my legacy list. It is 512,000 stitches, so I think that might be partially why I'm wavering back and forth. But, you know, I mean... Okay, the next one, what is this? Oh, this is one I cannot show you because it's on my laptop on Pattern Keeper, but I will put up a picture somewhere. This is a lion's portrait. Artwork is by Lisa Parker, charted by Haid, and I'm stitching it 1/1 full cross on 22 count, and I'm using CXC, and it has a nice coverage. I love it. And I cropped my own version. I did my own crop. So it is a portrait. It's 400 and some thousand stitches total. And I cropped about 115,000 off of that because a lot of it was there's a bunch of mountain on the top, and then there's, as you will have seen in the picture that I put somewhere, there's then a dragon and a wolf, which is the alliance, which is me and Dar. It reminds me of me and Dar. And then the bottom is a bunch of snow, like cracked snow, ice, etc. So it was a lot of unnecessary background to get to the main part of the pattern of the picture. So I cropped off. So I'm doing still a little bit of the mountain, still a little bit of the snow beneath them, but basically mostly just the center bit. So I cut off a page across the full page across the top, and there was like a page and a quarter on the bottom that I cropped off. And this was a new start over the weekend, and this is where I got to. So this is the top left start. So this is some of the mountain and the snow on the mountain, and then the dragon horn starts to come in like here-ish. So lots of blues, but look at that from afar. I love it. This is an alliance piece. It is Alliance is the name of it, and it is a legacy piece. I do want to finish this for Dar and me, but mostly for Dar. So I absolutely love this. You'll probably be seeing a lot of this in the coming whatever months, years, days. Okay. Get in the bag. Okay. Xena is being extra today, and I'm sorry. I can't do any. Ma'am, you have your potato. Okay. You want me to throw your potato? All right. The next one I worked on for a prompt for Phantom Stitching Central. It was Stitch on Something with a Hat. And I worked on Christmas Evening by Mama Witch X Stitch. And I got to 5.45%. and it is a legacy piece, and it will look like this. And it is frogs, and they're dancing, and they're having a grand old time. Love it. So I did a top center start when I started this. So I'm kind of working down. I got to the fireplace. This is 2/2 on 28 count black. Something. Murano, I think. And this is where I got to. So let me actually try to do this a bit so you can just really see what we're here to see. So I worked and did all of this basically. So this is a stocking, this is the foliage on top of the fireplace, some candles, and then the brickwork of the fireplace. So the fire comes in right here. And that is more the colors. They are green, I promise. The stocking is green. There we go. So I got a lot of progress in on this. And it's so cute. I love it. I want to work on it more. Will not be finished for Yule this year, but I'm hoping maybe for Yule next year. The birds look a little devilish at the moment. They need feet and eyes. We'll just ignore that. But it's so cute, and I love Mama Witch X Stitch's stuff. She's got a great shop on Etsy if you haven't checked her out. Definitely worth checking out. Okay. Then, oh god, I got a lot of stuff. I worked on Halloween Fae. This is artwork by Amy Brown, and it was charted by Unconventional Cross Stitch. Or Unconventional X Stitch, excuse me. And where is she? There she is. I got to 3.99%, and I have 10,884 stitches complete. And this is what she will look like. And I did a top left start, so there's a lot of background and some wing. I love it so much. So there she is. I did basically this whole wing, and then this part, filled in some of the background here. Kind of did this whole section basically. And she is 1/1 on 25 count, even weave, full cross. And the perfect, I showed this last time, and I'm going to show it every time I show this because it's perfect. My Agnes minder, my Agnes little minder, which is perfect for this piece. Look at that. Look how gorgeous that's going to be. Oh my god, y'all, I can't. I should probably. I did not tag. See, this is the problem. Is I'm gonna start tagging everything as a legacy piece, and then I'm not actually gonna get any. Then I'm gonna be right back where I started, with not actually getting things done. Look at this. Maybe I'll make her a legacy. Should I make her a legacy piece? I might make her a legacy piece. Should I? Should she be a legacy piece? Let me know. Tell me, because this is gorgeous. Like, look at that wing. Look at the colors, like the kind of brick and yellows coming in. Oh, love it so much. And the modeling on the background is really pretty. Like you can kind of see a little bit. Obviously, you can see the grid lines underneath it, but the modeling in the background is, so it's not a solid color. It is really stunning. Like there, you can really see. Oh, gorgeous. Oh, okay. So I worked on her. Okay. What's this? I don't even know what this is. Oh, I know what this is. This is The Siege of Bunny Castle by Long Dog Samplers. Let me get a picture up for you. I think. Is it on here? Oh, yes, it is. Because it's just labeled Bunny Castle. I got to 4.6%. And this is what it'll look like. Look at this piece! I did a top right start. And I'm stitching it 2/1 on 14 count beige Ada. I love this long dog so much. Anyone who wants to start this, I mean, I already started, but anyone who wants to start it and stitch along with me, let's do it. I can't. Let's do it. The Siege of Bunny Castle. Get it and stitch it with me. It's so fun. It's so fun to stitch. I'm using all the called for colors. And this is where I got to. So, what did I work on? I finished his ear. I did this bit of the border. That's his eye. Did that. And then I did this bit down here and outlined his arm in the black. So I kind of did like this section mostly and then came down here. That's the start of the castle. The colors are absolutely stunning. I didn't change a single color, which usually I do in long dogs. Like, look at the gold. Oh, they're just so pretty. And this, like, burnt sienna color. Love it. So, get it. And stitch it with me. Let me know. Let me know if you're joining in me. Tag me on Instagram. What could we do? Hashtag Money Siege? Hashtag Money Castle? I need to look up. I mean, I know hashtags don't really work, but I don't want to pick something and then have it just already be in use and come up with 100,000 bunny pictures. Not that bunnies aren't adorable, but I'll let you know what hashtag I choose. But tag me on Instagram if you start this with me and join in. Let's do it. We need all the siege of bunnies. We do. We need the siege of bunny castles. Oh, I love it so much. Okay. I need to put it away because otherwise I'll just sit here for the rest of the day showing you my bunny castle. Okay. This was a new start. This is not a legacy piece. I cannot show you a picture because, again, it's on my laptop. Or give you I can give you stats. Hold on. I can give you stats. Give me a sec. This is The Traveler's Window. Artwork is by Amy Stewart. And I got 1,042 stitches complete and got to 0.28%. And I did a top left start 1/1 full cross on 25 count. Did I? Let me tell me I started this in the, yes, because it is landscape. I had a little panic right there. Okay, it is landscape. I did start it on the right orientation of the fabric. Went over one full cross 25 count, and I'm using CXC. Top left start. And that's my start. Come on, focus. So I will have I'll put a picture somewhere. So it's in a train, and there we go. This is the top left, so this is a suitcase, and then this is a green jacket that's hanging on the rack above where you sit. It's hanging over the side of the rack. So I had a good start. This is not a legacy piece. I'm just stitching this for fun. It's my first Amy Stewart that I've started, I think. I have a bunch of her patterns, but this is the first one that I have started. And I'm enjoying it. It's a regular size, regular color. I didn't get the max color. But I'm liking how, like, just right off the bat, you're getting into things already. You know what I'm saying? So it's been really fun. So this is not going to be a legacy piece. This is just going to be whenever I want to work on something fun and different, I'm going to pull this out. So that's that. Okay. Within a Dream. I cannot show you again because it's on my laptop pattern keeper, but I can give stats. This is a Patreon. I don't think you can get it anymore, but don't quote me. It was a tiered 4 Patreon piece from the Artsy Housewife. A lot of people are stitching this. This is I used its actual Sal, the Within a Dream Sal, and then I also used it for the hashtag Halloween is a Lifestyle Sal that I'm hosting with Beck from Beck Stitches Everything. And I got to 7.49%. And I'm stitching this 1/2 on 40 count Heritage Newcastle linen. And I'm using I did splurge. I don't usually do this, but I did splurge, and I got the Roxy Flosco conversion. And so the Roxy Flosco thread pack. So I am doing the Roxy Flosco conversion, and this is what it looks like. And if this isn't the most stunning thing in the world, I don't know what is. I just don't know. This is absolutely gorgeous. I'm getting a thing for the Artsy Housewife. I'm getting a thing. I have a thing. I have a thing for the Artsy Housewife. This is the only one I have started of hers, of Gigi's. Xena, stop licking your paw. Hey. But this is not the only pattern that I have or have kitted to start. You will start seeing a lot of Artsy Housewife here because I love it so much. Like, look at that. Oh my god. It is so beautiful. It is so stunning. Every time I get this out, it's like, I'm at a loss for words. It's just gorgeous. There isn't even anything else you can say about it. I love it so much, and I love the fabric I picked. It pulls out the greens. Oh, love it. I just want to pet it. Okay. So this is a legacy whip. So, okay. What else we got? Oh, this is a legacy whip that I pulled my last Flosstube to work on. Because even though I am working on like a lot of my pieces, I am working on a lot of legacy pieces because I just have a lot. I'm going to pull every Flosstube at the end. I will spin my wheel and pull. It's because it's not on here. It's on my there we go. So I can give you a stat. I got to 9.21%. Oh, I can show you this from back here because you aren't going to. If you can screenshot that and stitch it, all the power to you, I guess. I don't know. It's Zombie Jesus, Ghost Zombie Jesus by Raven Common. And it is a legacy whip, which is the one that I spun at the end of the last Flosstube. So, as I was saying, even though I am stitching, I do have a lot of legacy whips, and I do stitch a lot throughout the weeks. At the end of each Flosstube, I'm still spinning my legacy whip wheel to make sure that I do focus or do stitch on at least one, because I have a lot, but I also have a lot that aren't legacy whips. So I want to make sure that I'm at least stitching one legacy whip between each Flosstube, and also that I do rotate through my legacy whips because I tend to kind of just pick the same ones over again, and I want to make sure that they all get some love. So I'm stitching this 2/2 on 28 count even weave in the colorway Wrath. And I got all of this white in, and I think some white in over here, and then a lot of this black down. I kind of worked. I had his eye, but I started working down in here. So I got some good progress on him. I like Beetlejuice. I have a thing for Beetlejuice too. I have not seen the new movie yet. I want to watch the first movie again before I see it, because it's been a long time. So that was my whip wheel legacy piece choice from last time. Okay. This one is Protector of Magic. Artwork is by Lisa Parker. Noticing a theme. This is my anniversary piece that I'm stitching for me and Dar, and I got to 4.16%, and I work on this every month, so I get at least 3,700 stitches in a month, and this is what it looks like. This is a legacy piece, but it is not on the wheel because it does come out every month. I did a top left start, 1/1 full cross on 28 count, even weave, and I finally, I'm getting through that big expanse of sky. So, oh, I lost a needle. Uh-oh. There's a needle somewhere. I'll probably find it with my foot. This way. Okay. So. This is where we are. This is where we are total. Come on. Get on the board. Behave. So I want to have this done by our 25th wedding anniversary, which is in 7 years. All right. So I did basically all of this and started on that dragon. So that little bit is that wine dragon on the top left there. The background dragon. That's the tip of its wing. So I am, like I said, finally starting to get through that background. But I got mostly all of this done and then started down here, started also filling a little bit in here. But I did get a page finish for the Fandom Stitching Central for July, for the points for a finish. They count full coverage page finishes as a finish, so. So I'm finally getting through that sky and will now start to get into actual things. It's exciting. That was so much blue. And it was all checkerboard. All checkerboard confetti. I mean, it looks stunning from back here. Like, look at that. It looks stunning. But let me tell you, when I put that first, it's 32 or something, DMC 32. When I put that first purple in there, I was, I was like, I messaged my friend Dace Man on here, Dace Man Zero. I was so excited about the purple. I was like, purple! It's a purple stitch! It's not blue. Because even when I got to this dragon over here, a lot of it is still blue and a little bit of green. But a lot of it is still like the same kind of blue colors from the background. So it was so nice to get something that wasn't blue. I was so excited. So this will come out again next month. And I can't fold it. Come on. Work with me here. Excuse me. All right. And I am keeping track. I think the total was 82 months that if I do 3,700 stitches, it was 82 months. So I am keeping track. I have month 1 and month 2 complete. It's kind of depressing when you think of it like that. Only 84 months to go. Okay, this was a new start. This is, I don't remember. It's by Ann Stokes, I know that. And it's charted by Thread Geeks, I know that. I think it might be a retired piece. It's called Friends Forever. I got to 0.16%. This is what it looks like. This is a legacy piece. So you'll notice that I do have a lot of full coverage new starts. And the reason for that is, and I'm still not done going through all the patterns that I have and organizing them into legacy whip versus non-legacy whip. But as I was doing that, and where I am currently, there are a lot of full coverage patterns that I have that I've not started that I did label legacy whips. So you will see a lot more full coverage new starts because I want to start them if they're on the legacy whip list so that they can get progress and get towards that finish, if that makes sense. So this was one of the new starts for the legacy whip. And it is washing it out, but it's pretty. And Like I said, Amy Stewart. No, that's a lie. Ann Stokes. 1/1 full cross on 25 count even weave, and this is where I got to. Just a top left start. Not a big start. I do want to work on this more before it kind of, I don't want to say gets put away, but before I like put it back in the bin to go through the rotation. Beautiful colors. I am using CXC on this. And these are my waist threads. I did explain in my, I had a question on my last floss tube. I did explain on my Stitch With Me what I mean by waist threads. Other people might call them different, something different, but that's what I call them. And it's as I stitch, you can see I bring it, when I'm done with the thread, I'll bring it down and pull it through the back. And then as I stitch down, it gets covered, and then I just snip it off. So it's just a way to secure my threads. So that was that. Okay, and before I forget to show this, because I will forget to show this because it's not in a bag, and I will have to put up a picture because it's on my laptop. This is Skull Witch by Medusa Dollmaker. This is a legacy whip, so it was a new start. For that reason, it is full coverage. And I got to 0.91%. This is the most interesting start. Can you wait? Can you see? I'm stitching at 1/1 full cross on 22 count using CXC. Ready? Wait for it. It's solid 3371. And it will be solid 3371 for a lot. It's focusing on me. Stop focusing on me. There we go. Not like there's really much to see because it's just 3371. But there is a really pretty Skull Witch in the center. By Medusa Dollmaker. It's artwork by her and charted by her, so you can get it on her website. I think it's just medusadollmaker.com or something like that. Other people probably would have done it on a darker fabric and just not done the background, but I'm me, so I'm doing the background. So there you go. Yeah. Okay. I actually started that with the intent of stitching it at Midsummer Stitch, which was this past weekend. And while I did go to Midsummer Stitch, I didn't get to go for as much as I had originally planned on going. I didn't get to do anything on Friday night because I got sick. It was sort of my own fault. I wasn't drunk. I didn't have a drink. I ate too much, basically, is what happened. And I didn't stop myself, and I should have stopped myself. But you know, we went out to eat, and it was a really good Mexican place. Like it's actual proper Mexican. It's not like chain restaurant Mexican. And it's all like, I got the empanadas, and they were delicious. And I didn't want to stop, but I should have. So I got sick. Moral of the story is I got sick and didn't go to anything Friday night. And then Saturday I still wasn't feeling all that great. So I kind of just lurked. In some rooms, but I had originally started that because it's just solid 3371. So I had thought, oh well, that'll be great. Like when I'm talking and doing things, I can it's just one color. But then it's not really what happened. Anyway, this next whip is Rosie Santa. Charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork is by Shabby Charm Art. And this is a legacy, a legacy piece, and I got to 1.02% with 30,000, good lord, 3,223 stitches. Not 30,000, 3,000. And this is what it'll look like when it's done. This is a legacy piece. I got this out for a prompt for Fandom Stitching Central. One of the monthly prompts to stitch 2,000 stitches. I have not reached it yet. I have about 850 stitches left to go. But I got this out because I do need to do it in little spurts because it's basically white on white. You'll see in a second. I'm stitching it 1/1 full cross on 20 count opalescent Ada white, and I'm using DMC so that I get it doesn't have as good coverage, so that I get some of the sparkle through the completed stitches, which you cannot see on camera, but you can see in person. You just trust me, just trust the process. But you'll see here why I can only do it in small spurts. All the white that you see is not white, but it's like 3756, and it is stitched. Here, let me show you the colors. Like 3756, 818, 819, ecru, 38. Like, take these out because these just came in, and this one, honestly, and this one. Okay, take those out. This is the background, and it looks lovely and it looks colorful in person, but when you're stitching it, it's essentially white on white, and it's gorgeous when it's done, and you can see the little bit. You can't on the screen, but in person you can see the like slightly mottled, very like kind of confetti polka dot, not polka dot. What am I trying to say? I guess confetti effect. Yeah, the confetti effect of it. And then this is one of the leaves starting to come in on the top left of the frame. And look at this. These are just that dark. This is the darkest color I have, and I think it's like, what is it, 640. And I finally got some pink. So it is stunning and it is gorgeous, but I can only do a little bit at a time. So I got it out for the 2,000 stitches so that I could work on it and get a good chunk in, but little bits at a time. So I do love it, and this is a legacy piece, like I said, and you can see the sparkle through. My experiment worked, and you can see the sparkle through the DMC. Not in the camera, but that's what it is up close. So I worked on this more yesterday, and then I need to still put, before the end of the month, about 850 stitches in. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be absolutely beautiful, but it is going to take some time. Because especially the background. Now, once I get more into the Santa and the frame, and there's more darker colors, like more pink, it might go a bit quicker. Like I might be able to do more at a time, but a good portion of that is going to be just a little tiny bit at a time. All right, and then the last one I have to show you is, it's Halloween night. Where are you? There you go. Artwork is by Ador Jose Rosa, and it's started by Stitches So Beautiful, and I got to 6.35% with 6,476 stitches done. It's loading. There we go. This is what it will look like when it is done. This is the legacy piece, and this is not on my wheel because I work on this every month, and I will put about 6,000 stitches, or at least 6,000 stitches in it a month. And I did a top left start, and I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on 25 count? 25 count even weave. And this is where I got to. So, as you can see, I got into the moon, and the on the wrong direction. The lighter clouds coming in here are so beautiful. So I didn't work anymore on the moon. I worked kind of like here down because I got 2 page finishes for Fandom Stitching Central. And look at it from back. Oh my gosh. Look at it from back here. Look how gorgeous that is. The colors are absolutely stunning. Like, I can't. That is gonna look so amazing. I can't wait to get this out again. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll cheat. I don't know. I have a lot to do before August. I don't want to get burnout on it. This is the one I had last time I talked about. I could if I really worked on nothing else but my 2 focus pieces, like this Protector of Magic, and maybe like one other thing a month. I could get this done before Samhain this year. But that meant doing like 34,000 stitches a month on it, which is doable for me. But I didn't want to get, I kind of wanted to see if I would be able to do it, but then I also didn't want to get burnout on it, and I knew I would get burnout on it and then not want to pick it up. So I compromised and settled for 6,000 a month, at least. And I did over that this month, so I love it. So that's where I am on that. And that was everything I worked on. So what I will do is spin my legacy wheel. Why aren't you going back in your bag? Spin my legacy wheel so that if you don't want to stick around for my treasures, you can just head off. I don't have a lot of treasures. I only have 2 to show. But let me spin my legacy wheel to see which piece I will absolutely work on for next time. Ukrainian gnomes. Okay, so this will be a new start. Where did I put my... I have a printout. 1 second. Okay, so I got this off of Etsy. I need to look up... Actually, I might have it on here. Hold on. To tell you who it's by. But it's alphabetical, so it'd be down by the bottom. Ukrainian gnomes by oh goodness. Minastian Yana? Oh, okay. That's who the artist, and the designer is Mia X Stitch, and they're on Etsy. So MIA X Stitch on Etsy, and this will be a new start. I don't know. I don't know. I need to go through my fabric stash. I might have a blue or a. The yellow might be hard. I might have a blue that these could go on. And I also don't know. I had thought about doing them individually or doing them all three together. I don't know. I need to think about it. But I got 2 weeks, so this will be a new start for my legacy pieces. I do have a lot of Ukrainian patterns in my legacy pieces. I am 60% Ukrainian heritage, so there are a lot that I have labeled as legacy pieces, um, not only to honor my heritage, and so child has something to look back on and honor as well, but also because of the war still going on in Ukraine. So, I'm excited. I'm excited to start those. Okay. So, that is it for stitching. If you don't want to see my treasures, thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you next week for a stitch with me, and then 2 weeks for another floss tube. So, happy stitching, and we'll see you later. If you do want to see my treasures, Stephanie from Cross Stitch the Globe, as I said before, Cross Stitch the Globe did a deep dive Flosstube extra about vintage hoops, and Stephanie is the one who uses them, and really went and explained a lot about the different types, about kind of a little bit about when they were made, how to use them, how she uses them, etc. And so it got me interested in trying it out. And so I went on eBay, and the Duchess hoops and the Gibbs Hold Tight, the metal ones, were kind of the cheapest to get started in. And so I found a princess hoop. This is not a princess hoop. I found a Duchess hoop. Oh my god. I want to say this one was maybe $25, and it's a 6-inch hoop, and I thought, you know what, I want to try it. I want to see what it's like. If I don't like it, it's something neat to have in my home as display, and part of history, and if I do like it, that's even better. I can use it, right? So I got a Duchess hoop, and the Duchess hoops, it is really light, but it is inscribed on there with Duchess, patented. There you can see, made in the U.S. I think I might be holding it upside down. I am holding it upside down. There, you can see Duchess. And so Duchess are the one, and please, 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 this is my very first tube. I'm by no means an expert at this. If you want more information, please go check out Cross Stitch the Globe and Antique Needleworker. I watched her video as well on the vintage hoops. You know, I'm not by any means an expert. I'm not the place to come to for information and facts and advice. I'm just showing you what I got. But the Duchess ones are wood, and they have no metal extras. They're just the hoops. And the inside hoop has felt on it. Which it's having a hard time, but you can kind of see. And all you have to do is take your fabric, put it over the inside hoop, right? Use the outside to press down. And mind you, I'm doing this. And the felt kind of automatically tightens it. And so now I have found that it really works the best for linen or maybe a thin even weave, but it really works for best for linen because that's the fabric that they would have had then, right? So if you have like a thicker Aida or something like that, it's not going to work the best for, depending on the hoop that you get. Like this is, I don't know, some might be more loose than others, you know, but it's lovely. It's so simple and it works so well. And I love it. And I was talking to Dar. I was going on for so long about all the different kinds of hoops and what I learned from Stephanie and all the different things that I had found and like prices and I was just going on. I was going off and I was talking to him about it. And there's the Duchess ones, which is this one. There's Princess hoops, which are slit. The outer ring is slit, and then there's two pieces of metal and like a bowed piece of metal that you press down, and then that expands the hoops. Those are a little bit more pricey. And then there's Queens. And I had looked up Queens. Stephanie had a queen that she has. Well, she might by now have used it because I think she was going to use it for her birthday new start. But when they did the video, the vintage hoops video, she had not used it at that point because it was like her prize, and she was kind of afraid to use it, I guess. And she had talked about how they are very expensive and they're hard to find. And she had that one. I think she said she got it for a really good deal, and that really good deal was like, I think she said $98 or something like that. And so I had the thought of, oh Christ, like if that's cheap, like if that's a good deal. So when I was on eBay looking, I found two queen hoops, and they were both 4-inch hoops. One was $450 and one was $475. And I showed Dar, and I was just like, wow, like it blew my mind that they would be that expensive for a 4-inch hoop. Like that's smaller than my hand. That's about like here, a 4-inch hoop. And I was blown away. And I said to him, I said, that might be something that I save up. And if I ever find one, reasonably priced, like less than that, I'll get it and just sort of like Stephanie have it in my collection. And so then Friday, the post came, and Dar comes up to me with this package, and he said, "Happy Friday." I was like, okay. So I open it, and it's bubble wrap, and it's tissue paper, and I figured it was a hoop, like a vintage hoop, but I'm gonna cry again. I got to the inside, the inside of the Tootsie Pop, and It was a queen. It was a 6-inch queen. I don't know how much he paid for it. He did tell me it was less than the 4-inch ones that I had found. So it was not that expensive. But I don't know, and I don't want to know. Um and I'm gonna cry again. I cried. I just stood there um with tear just I'm still sort of speechless. I'm still speechless. Um I'm trying to collect my thoughts. Okay. So it does have the queen um branding. Um Patented and made in USA. And so this is a queen. This is excuse me. Um it has the two it's again, it's slit on the top. The top hoop is slit, and it has the turning device. Um, and the inside hoop of the queens do have felt, or at least this one does. I'm assuming they all do. And ma'am, I'm having a moment here, okay? And she's not even here to console me. She wants attention. She wants pets. So it does have um the felt. And the felt's in really good condition. And he made me promise to use it. So when I started the Alliance piece, I did use it. And this is now the hoop that I will use. This is now my favorite hoop. It works so well. It's so beautiful. It holds it so nicely. You put the fabric goes on nicely and easily, and you don't have to fiddle with it. Um, the felt really does a nice job of keeping it in place. This is so much easier to turn than the screws and stuff we have now. Um, I always hurt my fingers when I try to use, like, it's hard. You gotta really turn it to tighten it enough, and this is just so easy. There's none of that. There's none of that discomfort. Um, so this is now my most treasured possession. When I am dead, this will be hung around my urn as my crown. I don't know, I'm just making this up. Like, this will never, this is my most, I can't, there aren't words. I just can't. I'm still a bit, as you can tell, still a bit in shock. And it was 3 days ago that I got this, that he gave it to me. Um, and I just kind of keep staring at it and using it. I have used it ever since then. For everything I've stitched all weekend, I used it, and um, I I I love it. It's my most treasured possession. Absolutely. When Stephanie was talking about her hoops, just generally her vintage hoops, and how if there is a fire, like that she would take her hoops over her stitching, and I didn't quite get it. Now I get it. This is something I would save from a fire before I would save any of my stitching. 100%. I'm gonna cry again. I can't believe this. Um, it was just so thoughtful and so unexpected. No occasion, no anything. Just something that he saw, and obviously it was one of those things where if you see it and it's a decent price. You kind of have to, if you want it, you have to get it because it's not gonna stay. It's not gonna be there. So it was a just because, and it was I. Okay, I need to stop. I need to stop. So those are my two treasures, and they really are treasures. Ma'am. Oh, Jesus. She's up here, wanting attention again. Xena, it's not about you. Can I just have like 3 seconds to end this? And then come up here. Do you want to say hi again? No. No. Okay. Oh, maybe. Maybe. All right. Okay. Hi. Hi, baby. Okay. She wants me to pet. She likes the underside of her paws scratched, and so that's what she wants. So there's my treasures. That's everything I've worked on the past 2 weeks. I will be back next week for a Stitch with Me. And then in 2 weeks for a Flosstube. Sorry, I'm really stuffy and I don't even know what's going on. I shouldn't say sorry because it is what it is, but excuse me. So have a great week, and I'll see you next week for a Stitch with Me. I will put a poll up again so y'all can vote on what you would like me to see, what you would like to see me work on during with my Stitch with Me. I'll probably do that today, so y'all have some time to vote, and we'll see you soon. Have a great time and happy stitching.